Hi there, my name is Herman, and today we have quite an interesting topic: why it's impossible to learn a foreign language. I want to be realistic, not to demotivate you. Actually, it can motivate you if you understand what happens. And now, let's dive into our memories. Maybe you've noticed that you're kind of a native speaker of your language, but you do make mistakes. It doesn't mean that you're not intelligent or not intelligent enough. Everybody does it. For example, a study by Fromkin 1971 showed us that even native speakers make speech errors. For example, by mixing up words or sounds. A famous example is: you hissed all my mystery lectures instead of you missed my history lectures. It happens because our brain plans speech very quickly, and sometimes the wrong sound comes out first. The second example: research by Bock and Leveld showed us that native speakers also make grammar mistakes. A famous example: he don't know anything instead of he doesn't know. Why? We should understand that our brain can do and usually does several things at the same time. Therefore, when we plan a sentence, it thinks separately about the words and about the grammar. Therefore, occasionally the agreement rules are mismatched. Finally, there are lexical substitutions. Garrett, 1980, I hope I pronounce the surnames correctly, showed us that we sometimes swap semantically related words. People can use the word prescription instead of subscription. It happens because the words look very similar and they are connected very closely. Therefore, our brain can get activated at the same time in several different areas. Also, you can see that I'm not an English native speaker, and I also make mistakes even more often than the native speakers. Also, I don't sound perfect, but it's absolutely fine and okay. Even now, I was very close to say do mistakes instead of make mistakes. So once you achieved a certain level, just accept. Yes, I know grammar. Yes, I make mistakes, but so do natives. Also think about this phrase. Language isn't a standard. Everybody has his own one. So, what do you want to learn? Reason number 2. Why it's impossible to learn a foreign language. Languages have millions of words. It's impossible to learn all of them. Even natives know on average 20 to 40k. Polyglots very often consider the B2 level as speaking a language. According to the CEFR, this is the first level. What is CEFR? Let's get into it. CEFR has 6 levels. A1 means knowing basic words and phrases in common situations. A2, understanding simple sentences and you can communicate in routine situations. B1, you are able to handle in everyday situations and describe events and experiences. B2, conversational fluency, you can discuss abstract topics and interact with native speakers. C1, advanced communication, you can use the language flexibly for academic, social and professional purposes. C2, knowing all grammar, including academic, and be attentive. Understanding that means knowing passively the active vocabulary of a native speaker. Even at the C2 level, you know fewer words than a native speaker and far less than the total number of the words a language has. Hundreds of thousands or even millions. You know approximately 15,000, but it's enough to use the language in any situation. So, it's absolutely possible, and even not so difficult, to speak a foreign language fluently and especially to keep conversation. Just don't try to be perfect.